Hi everyone, it's me, Marcus. I'm celebrating because of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Martin Luther King Jr. is my hero. Back in 1955, he joined the fight for the equality and human rights of African Americans. Before he was a civil rights activist, Martin Luther King Jr. began as a pastor like his father. It wasn't long until he decided to talk about the inequality against African Americans. Back then, it wasn't an easy thing to do, but Martin Luther King was very brave. He stood for African Americans' rights wherever there was injustice. Martin Luther King and his followers boycotted buses because African Americans were forced to sit in the back of the bus. He was taken to jail many times, just because he wanted African Americans to have the same rights as white Americans. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. made history with the March on Washington. About 250,000 Americans marched to the Lincoln Memorial in support of him and the Civil Rights Movement. Words have power. That's why Martin Luther King used speeches to tell the U.S. citizens how badly African Americans were treated. His I Have a Dream speech became one of the most memorable speeches in American history. A part of his speech said, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." Because of people like Martin Luther King, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed, making it a crime to discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. It ended segregation and allowed equal access to jobs and the right to vote. And over the years, African Americans truly became part of American society, just like Martin Luther King hoped for. That's why Martin Luther King is not just my hero, but he's an American hero too.